So, you've seen those creepy crawly spiders, right? Yeah, the ones that stick to your ceiling like they're trying to escape the planet. But wait, what if they're not just being creepy? What if they're doing something really weird and cool? Like glowing in the dark? Imagine a spider that can light up like a nightlight. Not because it's magical, but because it's evolved to do something super useful. Like, maybe it's not just scaring you, it's actually helping it find its way around in the dark. But wait, how do they even do that? Are they like eating glow sticks or something? No, it's not that simple. They're using something called bioluminescence, which is basically the spider version of having a glow-in-the-dark sticker on its body. So, these spiders are basically tiny lights in the dark. They're not just creepy, they're like nature's own emergency lights. And somehow, they're still managing to avoid getting eaten by other spiders. That's just wild. So, the next time you see a spider, don't just panic. Maybe it's not trying to scare you, it's trying to light up a dark. Or maybe it's just trying to find a snack. Either way, it's pretty cool. And now you know why some spiders glow in the dark. So we're talking about these spiders that glow in the dark, right? Like, they're not just glowing, they're literally glowing like a neon sign in a pitch black cave. Imagine if your sock was a glow stick and you had to navigate with it. Wait, but how do they even glow? It's not like they're holding a flashlight. They're just glowing. Like some kind of spider-shaped glow stick. But they don't need to charge it up. They just glow naturally. Kinda like a radioactive sock. So, this isn't just some random glow. It's actually a biological thing. They have these special cells that store light. Like a spider that's basically a tiny lantern. But instead of batteries, they have a chemical reaction. But here's the thing. They don't use the glow to see. They're not like a glowing cat that can see in the dark. They're actually using the glow to communicate, or maybe even to scare off predators. Like a spider with a neon sign saying, "I'm not a snack." So, the question is, how do they navigate? Well, we're not exactly sure, but it's probably not because they're using their own glow like a flashlight. They're probably using other senses, like vibration or smell, to find their way around. But the glow is still pretty cool. So you're thinking, why should I care about spiders glowing in the dark? Well, imagine if your phone had a light that only worked when you turned it off. That's basically what these spiders are doing. It's like they're using their own built-in flashlight to navigate the dark. You know, for a spider. And here's the kicker. They don't need to glow to see, they glow to be seen. Like a neon sign in the night. So if you're ever lost in the woods, just look for the glowing spider. It's like a survival guide, but with 8 legs and a creepy vibe. But here's the real reason you should care. These spiders are like nature's tiny warning lights. They glow to scare off predators, or maybe to attract mates. It's like they're doing a little dance of survival, and you're just the audience. And if you think that's cool, imagine if humans could do the same. No more flashlights, just glowing skin. You could walk through the dark like a human glow stick. It's like a superpower, but with more spider legs. So yeah, maybe you're not a spider, but you're still part of the glow party. Because if we didn't have spiders glowing in the dark, we'd be stuck in the dark, just like we are now. Thanks, spiders, for being the creepy, cool light show. Okay, so glow-in-the-dark spiders. They've been around since the Triassic. Like, way before your grandparents' grandparents' grandparents. They've been glowing in the dark for 250 million years. That's like 100 times longer than humans have been around. Pretty cool, right? But wait, how did they even evolve to glow? Well, like most things, it's probably just a fancy way of saying I'm here. I'm not a threat. I'm just trying to eat bugs. It's basically like a neon sign for I'm a spider, not a threat. And here's the kicker. They don't actually glow. They just absorb light during the day and then slowly glow at night. Like little solar-powered lamps. But if you shine a light on them during the day, they'll start glowing like a disco ball. Super meta. So, they've been around for ages, evolved to glow by soaking up light, and now they're basically the original bioluminescent creatures. You can say they're the OG glow up, but in a spider form. So, in short, they've been glowing since the dinosaurs. They're basically solar-powered, and they're still the best at it. No need for flashlights. They've got their own built-in lanterns. Pretty smart, if you ask me. Okay, so glow-in-the-dark spiders don't need a flashlight. They just absorb light during the day, like a little solar-powered superhero. Then at night, they glow like a neon sign, so they can see their own legs and not trip on themselves. But wait, how do they know where they're going? They don't have a GPS. They just follow the glow, like a tiny person with a headlamp trying to find the exit in a dark maze. It's like if you had a glow stick on your forehead and you were walking in the dark. You'd probably still get lost, but at least you'd know where your face is. So they're basically walking around in the dark with their own personal light show. It's not about seeing the world, it's about seeing themselves. So glow-in-the-dark spiders aren't like us. They don't need a light. They just need to glow, so they don't fall off the wall or get eaten by a bigger spider. It's a whole survival thing. Okay, so first things first, glow-in-the-dark spiders don't actually glow. They just absorb light and then slowly give it off like a dim light bulb. Imagine if your phone screen was a spider and it stayed lit for an hour after you turned it off. But wait, how do they even get the light in the first place? They have to eat light, like a vampire but with photons instead of blood. So they're basically solar-powered spiders, but with a lot more legs. So they're like light sponges, soaking up all the sunlight during the day and then glowing at night like a spider-shaped nightlight. It's not magic, it's just science with a creepy twist. But here's the kicker. They don't glow all the time. They save their glow for when it's dark, like a spider version of a phone on low battery. They only use it when they need to see or find their way. So basically, they're like spiders with a built-in flashlight, but they're not actually using it for hunting. They're just glowing. It's kind of like if your cat had a nightlight built into its fur. Okay, so they glow. But how do they actually use that glow to find their way? Well, it's like if your phone flashlight was a lantern, and you had to walk through a dark room while holding it in one hand and using the other to feel the walls. They use the glow to see their surroundings, kind of like a built-in nightlight. But wait, glow in the dark isn't like a regular light. It's more like a glow stick, where the light fades over time. So they have to make sure they're glowing when they need to see, which means they have to store energy somehow. It's like charging your phone, but with a glowy spider version. And here's the twist, some of these spiders actually glow in different colors. It's like if your favorite socks had a glow-in-the-dark stripe that changes color based on the time of night. They might be using different colors to communicate, or maybe even to confuse predators. So they don't just glow to light up the dark, they also use the glow to interact with their environment. It's like if your glow stick was also a flashlight and a warning sign all in one. They're basically bioluminescent detectives, using light to solve the mystery of where to go next. And here's the kicker, some of them even glow in patterns. It's like if your pet goldfish had a neon light show on its tail. These spiders might be using their glowing patterns to signal to others, like a secret language only they can read. Okay, so they're not just glowing, they're actually using a glow like a flashlight. Imagine if your phone screen was also your flashlight. That's basically what they're doing. But wait, how do they know which way to point the light? It's not like they have a little compass in their head. They just kinda glow in the dark and hope for the best. But here's the twist, some of them actually use their glow to see themselves. Like, they're basically using their own body light as a way to navigate through the dark. So it's not just about glowing, it's about using that glow like a map. They're not just glowing, they're literally lighting their way through the dark. And that's how they manage to find their way around. Glowing like a neon sign and then using that glow to light up the night. So here's the real trick, these spiders aren't just glowing. They're also kind of like tiny night vision goggles. They use their own light to see better in the dark, like a spider version of a flashlight. But wait, how do they even control that glow? It's not like they have a switch. It's more like their bodies are just supercharged with light, like walking glow sticks. And here's the kicker, this glow isn't just for show. It helps them find their way around, like a built-in GPS made of bioluminescence. Nature's got some serious tech in there. But how do they make that light? It's not like they carry a battery. They get their glow from a chemical reaction inside their bodies, like a spider-sized glow stick. So in short, these spiders are like little glowing lanterns, using their own light to see and move around. It's like they're walking around with a built-in flashlight and a sense of direction. Nature's got a wild imagination. Okay, so imagine you're a spider who's basically a glow-in-the-dark disco ball. You're not using your eyes, you're using your whole body like a light-up lantern. You're basically a walking glow stick with 8 legs. They're not trying to see the dark, you're trying to feel the dark. Like if you were a glow-in-the-dark glow stick, you'd know where you are by how much light you're emitting and how much you're absorbing. So it's like if your whole body was a lights-up map and you're reading it with your own glow. You're not seeing the world, you're feeling it through light. It's like if you were wearing a neon vest and you were in a pitch-black room. You wouldn't need eyes, you just know where you are by how the light from your vest is bouncing around. So, in the end, these spiders are like glow-in-the-dark GPS systems. They're not seeing the dark, they're glowing through it. So here's the part that sounds like a sci-fi movie, but isn't. These spiders don't have a glowing compass or a glowing map. They just glow, like a tiny nightlight in the dark. It's not magic, it's just biology. They glow because of a chemical reaction inside them. It's like when you mix baking soda and vinegar, but with stuff you find in their cells. It's not flashy, it's just functional. And here's the kicker. They glow in the dark, but they can still see. So they're like a glowing flashlight with eyes. It's like having a light and a camera at the same time. Pretty cool, right? But wait, they don't just glow to be cool. They glow to communicate, like a tiny lantern in the dark. They use it to find each other or maybe even to scare off predators. It's like a secret language made of light. So the next time you see a glowing spider, remember, it's not a superhero. It's just a spider with a built-in light bulb. Nature is wild, and sometimes it's just glowy. So here's the thing. Glow-in-the-dark spiders don't actually glow. They just absorb light and then slowly glow like a tiny lantern. But wait, does that mean they're like little bioluminescent disco balls? But here's the real kicker. They don't glow in the dark because they're magical. They glow because they're full of light-hungry bacteria. It's like if your fridge had a tiny solar panel and a glow stick inside. So if you think they're glowing because they're magical, you're wrong. They're just a bunch of tiny glowing bacteria on a spider. It's like if your favorite sock had a light show. But here's the real myth. They navigate by glowing. Nope, they navigate the same way all spiders do, with their legs, their sense of smell, and their web-making skills. They don't need to glow to find their way. So next time you see a glowing spider, just think of it as a tiny light bulb on a spider. No magic, no glow, just a lot of light and a lot of spider. Okay, so here's another myth. Glow-in-the-dark spiders use their glow to navigate like a built-in flashlight. But no, they're not actually using their glow for direction. They're more like, I'm glowing, but I still need to find my way home. They're not using the glow to light up the dark. They're just using it to signal to other spiders, like a little neon sign that says, I'm here, but I'm not lost. Nope, not really. Their glow is more like a highlighter on their body, not a flashlight in their head. They're still using other senses to find their way. So, glowing doesn't mean they're using it for navigation. They're just glowing. Like a disco ball in a spider's body. They're not lost. They're just flashy. So, the myth is busted. Glow-in-the-dark spiders are not using their glow to navigate. They're just glowing. Like, being a little bit of a light show. So, you're probably thinking, wait, do these spiders even live in my house? Well, no, not the glow-in-the-dark ones. But the glow-in-the-dark stuff. That's everywhere. Think of the stickers you put on your laptop, or the little numbers on your phone screen. They're all glowing, like tiny spiders with no legs. But here's the kicker. Those glowy things are actually just people being lazy. They don't glow naturally. They're soaked in chemicals, like the spiders are soaking in a bath of glow powder. It's like a spider wearing a disco ball, but it's actually just a paint job. And hey, even your nightlight is basically a spider in a costume. It's just a light that's been told to glow for the night, like a spider that's been told to stay out of the sun. It's not magical, it's just science with a side of glitter. So the next time you see something glowing, remember, it's not a spider trying to find its way. It's just a thing that got told to glow. And if you're feeling fancy, you could say it's a spider with a full-time job in the glow department, but probably not. So, imagine a spider that's like a human in a dark room with no lights, but somehow still manages to find its way around. It's like being blindfolded and trying to walk to the fridge, but you're a spider and the fridge is a web. But here's the twist. This spider isn't just any spider. It's a glow-in-the-dark spider, so it's basically a tiny spider-shaped lantern. No need for a flashlight. Just glow in the dark like a neon sign. Now, here's the real kicker. These spiders don't just glow, they also have a way of knowing where they're going. It's like having a built-in GPS, but made of spider senses and glow sticks. So they're like a glowing, spider-shaped GPS that can find its way through the dark, even when it's not actually seeing anything. It's like a glow-in-the-dark compass, but for spiders. And here's the real-world example that goes surprisingly hard. These spiders can navigate in complete darkness, glow in the dark, and still find their way home. It's like having a superpower, but without the cape. So, the biggest glow-in-the-dark spider ever recorded? It's like a spider that's basically a disco ball with 8 legs. Imagine a spider that's got more light than a street lamp, but still manages to look like it's trying to blend in. This spider's glow isn't just for show, it's like having a built-in flashlight in the dark. It's not just glowing, it's basically a nightlight with legs, and it's got a serious glow-up on its resume. Scientists think this spider might use its glow to attract prey or maybe even to communicate with other spiders. It's like having a flashlight and a disco ball at the same time, super useful, but also kind of overkill. But here's the kicker. Even though it's glowing like a neon sign, it's still a spider. It still has to crawl, hunt, and avoid getting eaten. So it's basically a glowing spider with a side hustle of being a nightlight. So, the record-breaking glow-in-the-dark spider? It's like a spider that's been through a glow-in-the-dark spa day. It's not just glowing, it's glowing with purpose, like it's got a mission and a light show. Okay, so what happens when the glow goes out? Imagine your spider's like, oh no, I'm not glowing anymore, I'm basically a walking shadow. It's like trying to read in a dark room without a flashlight. You're just really good at falling into the wrong hole. Some spiders might panic, but most just go, Okay, I'll just rely on my feelers and hope I don't get eaten by a bigger spider. But here's the kicker. Some glow-in-the-dark spiders actually glow more when they're scared, like a neon warning sign for "Don't eat me, I'm spooky." So yeah, even the glow-in-the-dark spiders have their moments. Sometimes they're the light, sometimes they're the shadow, and sometimes they're just really bad at glow yoga. So they glow in the dark, but they're not like a flashlight. They're more like a tiny firefly that got left in a fridge. It's not super bright, but it's enough to see in the dark, kind of. But here's the catch. Glow-in-the-dark stuff doesn't last forever. They're like those glow sticks at a party that fade after 10 minutes. So, they're not always lit up. Sometimes they're just sleeping in the dark. And here's the real kicker. The glow isn't helpful in the dark. It's like trying to read a book in a pitch black room with a tiny firefly. You can see it, but it doesn't help you navigate. It's more like a beacon that's not actually useful. So, they're not just glowing for show. It's a survival trick. But it's not perfect. They're like a person with a flashlight who also has to use a stick to feel their way through the dark. It's not great, but it works. So, how do we even figure out these spiders glow? Turns out, scientists are like, hey, let's just look at a spider in the dark and see what happens. They tried everything like, what if we put a spider in a dark room and then suddenly turn on the lights? Spoiler, it's super confused. But then they realized, oh, maybe they glow in the dark, not just when there's light. So they made special dark rooms and cameras to see what they do. And then they got really excited, like, wait, they don't just glow, they use their own light to find their way. Like a spider with a tiny lantern. So basically, we're like, oh my god, these spiders have their own light show and they're using it to navigate. That's wild. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching.